Nigeria's inflation rate has continued a steady fall, coming down to 15.13% for the month of January. This represents the 12th straight month the rate has fallen. Analysts say the stability of the naira and other factors are drivers of the disinflation. TV360 spoke with experts and traders on this issue.
The January 2018 National Bureau of Statistics reports say inflation in the country has fallen to 15.13% for the month of January, leaving the current rate at 0.24% lower than what was recorded in December. Also, the food price index shows inflation at 18.92% in January compared to 19.42% in December. Meanwhile, other indices like the headline index increased by 0.80%. On month-on-month basis, urban index rose by 0.83%, while the rural index rose by 0.77%. It is believed that the rise in food index is caused by increases in prices of imported food in general, as well as bread and cereal, milk, cheese and eggs, vegetables, fish, coffee, tea and cocoa, meat, potatoes, yam and other tubers, and oil and fat.
Significant downtrend. It was down about 50 basis points, and that's just largely due to, in our opinion, the high base that we saw from last year. So last year, because when the naira depreciated, what we saw was that it became more attractive for neighboring West African countries to import food produce from Nigeria. So that drove the prices higher in terms of domestic food produce. So when you compare it to now, where the currency is now more stable, that because of that high base from last year, so when you compare it on a year-on-year basis, it makes it look more attractive. So that's what drove that downtrend, just like from food inflation, lower food inflation year-on-year.
Though the consumer price index continues a steady fall, traders in the market say it has minimal positive impact on the prices of goods as they keep increasing.
We are having little increase, and some companies reduce the price. Like the water, the Ragolis water, like last year, we are selling, I think they had a little increase in the price. They just added like 20 naira. The Eva water, they increased their price. And even their mineral, the glass, they increased the price also. But some products actually reduced the price because of poor sales. They are not having sales like before because of the high price, so they have to bring down the price. Like those little water, like that was 450, now 400. But this big company, they don't even mind. They still increase the price, so everything is still the same.
As at this year, the price have increased. Let's say some by 30, some by 20%. As at this year, because by let's say for example now a rice at December last year, we bought it at 30,000. Now they are selling at 40,000 in G Kappa. So the same thing with sugar too, they have increased the price. So the same thing with other things like these tomatoes, tin tomatoes and all the rest. Those have increased also with 10%. Plantain. We know that plantain is seasonal food. By this time now, we are getting away from the seasoning of plantain, so the price has increased.
Experts, however, says there are lots of other factors to consider for the decrease in inflation to be felt by the man on the streets.
Nigeria is highly food dependent, so we sort of import most of the food items that we eat. And you're looking at the power situation. I mean, electricity is actually, the price of power is actually pulling down businesses. So these are situations, or rather factors that the government have to look at in order for the trickle-down effect to actually reach the man on the street, because companies, businesses have to factor this in the cost of production. I mean, if electricity is high, if the import of raw materials is high, they have to factor this down, and this will actually translate down to the consumers.
The January inflation rate of 15.13%, as reported by the National Bureau of Statistics, further confirms Nigeria's improving economy fundamentals for now, while all eyes are fixed on the February 27, 2018 release date for the 2017 Q4 and full-year GDP data, which is expected to give the true position of things for the period. Ngozi Okoye, TV360, Lagos.